Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Apex Racing TV and welcome to a new season of the BSR MX5 Cup. Hello, everybody. Andrew Woodhouse here, joining you from the Silverstone National circuit in the United Kingdom with Adam Bath and Sam Kumo is going to be on the cameras for us tonight. Well, Adam, Silverstone National, it's a great place to start the season. We've got over 40 drivers here, and I reckon we're going to have a great 4 races this evening.
Yeah, it's the start of the BSR race week, isn't it? We're going to be back for the next, I don't know, about 30 or so weeks, covering both the MX-5s and the Kia Optimas. So it all starts here at the home of British Motorsport, and yeah, 4 races with 40 plus cars. It's going to be good.
Yeah, well, indeed. We've got a very close battle going on in the qualifying as well. At the front, Steve Hefford currently on pole position. Jack McIntyre, though, former champion of the series, in 2nd place. And it's Cedric Nebelsiak in 3rd. And then it's Jamie Ayres in 4th, Dries Nice in 5th. And they're covered by just 0.3 of a second. So it's very tight there. And we expect that on the fairly simple-looking Silverstone National. But, Adam, I think this track, it kind of flatters to deceive in terms of it's not an easy circuit, is it? It's one that is a bit of a challenge for the drivers.
We picked a very good track to start the season, I think. This is going to be really good to watch in these Mazda MX-5 cars. We saw how close the MX-5s were at Snetterton 300 last night in the Ritmus Sports Car Series, and that's a really tight and technical circuit. A track like this at Silverstone National, it is going to be really good, and we haven't got left of the qualifying session, and we'll soon be able to find out.
It's going to be a crazy meeting, I'm sure. We've got 4 races of 14 laps, so 56 in total, of course, and whoever can lead the most laps tonight will have a very good chance of walking away being the championship leader. But it's not so much about winning the races. This long format, of course, long race weekend format does favour consistency over everything else, and we've seen in the past, Adam, that drivers who don't necessarily finish in the top 3 regularly can put up a challenge for the championship.
Yeah, look at Kip Stevens in the Winter Series a few years back, and the reverse grid, that can sometimes be your best friend, and at the same time it can be your worst enemy as well. So you need to use that to your advantage, the reverse grid. Try and get as many positions as you can in those reverse grid races, and then you have a chance of walking away with the highest score of the race.
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it, where, you know, you've got to be aggressive in terms of the races, but you also have to kind of just hang back that little bit, maybe, you know, take 2 or 3% off of your performance and just play the percentages. Make sure that you get to the end of all 4 races, because we've seen in the past that well, drivers can get into trouble once they have a couple of bad results and start pressing them at.
Yeah, definitely. Qualifying session coming to an end. I do agree with you.
Sorry, I saw that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Alright.
I've literally got 2 or 3 left. Hefford's sitting on the pole then. McIntyre 2nd. Nebelsiak in 3rd. Then Jamie Ayres 4th. Dries Nice 5th. We're going to feed the grid in a moment. But yeah, that is how it's looking in about 0.3 of a second, separating the top 5.
Yeah, it's very close out there. We expected that. I might as well take you through the grid while we're at it. Steve Hefford then on pole, Jack McIntyre 2nd, Cedric Nebelsiak 3rd, Jamie Ayres 4th, Dries Nice in 5th, 6th for Adam McNally, Vlad Zainchkovsky in 7th, Peter Van Gool 8th, Nick McCarron 9th, and Lee Berridge in 10th. Adam Broughton Grant then starts the next part of the field with Adam Hedgecock in 12th, Teddy Clark 13th, Joe McDonald 14th, and Gareth Hickling 15th. 16th belongs to Luke Clark with Benjamin Mason 17th, Carl Hardy 18th, Dan Blake in 19th, Rob Graham in 20th. It's about halfway through the field. Andrew Whitehead is 21st with Kip Stevens in 22nd, Richard Warmingham 23rd, Lon Murray 24th, 25th for John Roberts, Craig Jones in 26th, Alan McCain 27th, McCain, quite appropriate, Adam, yeah, for your T. Taylor in 28th, Michael Barry 29th, Greg Giles 30th, David Ayres 31st, 32nd, Scott Malcolm 33rd, Chris Sawyer, Rafe Cullinan 34th, Roy Viverke 35th, Adrian King 36th, Daniel Bartlett 37th, Alex Cherney then 38th, Richard Gafencu 39th, Max Wright 40th, Kevin Woods 41st, Adam Delmont 42nd, and it's Thorstein Helgason who's going to be starting at the back. Adam, the Icelander, he's got a long way to the front of the field to go.
Yeah, the Icelander is going to have to work his way through the field pretty coolly here. That was bad. But this starts
we could make jokes about frozen chips as well, couldn't we? But we're not going to.
Yeah, apologies to everyone in advance. If you're new to the series, you get set for the next 30 weeks of non-stop puns and poor banter. But
depravity and all that. So we're almost ready.
We can take it as well. We can take it too.
We've got 30 seconds to go before the start of the race. Adam, looking at that grid, Steve Hefford on pole. I think that's the best place for him because usually when he can lead the race, he's usually very clinical.
Yeah, and he's one of the few drivers that we can actually see because the cameras at this track once again are pretty terrible, but we'll see what he can do. It's two of the quickest drivers in the series. Here we go. Season back get underway.
The first time then in 2018 for the BSR MX5 Cup. The main series is underway. Green light is on. Steve Hefford away well. Jack McIntyre, second place for him. Oh, and I can't see the cars. There we go. Better camera angle. Nabelsiak in third. And then it's Dries Nice. And then it's Ayres and McNally. Has everyone got through Cops okay, Adam?
For the most part, yeah, everybody has.
Hallelujah. It's not going to last, though. One thing, if you're new to the series as well, you'll know that the crashes can come thick and fast, but hopefully race one is going to be when they're slightly more well behaved. Hefford still leading then. McIntyre having a look into Brooklands, late on the brakes. It's going to be how the drivers deal with the wheel-to-wheel action today that's going to seal their fate, I think. Oh, McIntyre, yes, he cuts in front of Hefford. Good piece of driving there because Hefford was just gaining a bit of momentum and he almost had a slight overlap. And McIntyre did a good job of closing that avenue off, but here comes Cedric Nabelsiak. We saw him in the series last week, I believe for the first time, and here, fighting for the top three.
Yeah, he got a pretty good run now on the exit of Lovefield and had the inside line going through Woodcote, but unfortunately he just wasn't able to make any advantage of it. Hefford did pick up a really good slipstream off the back of McIntyre, which did save him. And we saw just on the opening lap, it does take you a good 2/3 of a lap to get a move done, so watch out for that as the race goes on.
Somebody's got to slow down. I'm not entirely sure who that is. I think it was a Youth Energy car, mate, but I don't know which one it was.
Oh, okay. I was about to say it was Gareth Hickling, but I don't think it was.
I think it's car... Oh, no, I think it was Gareth Hickling. Yeah, it was car 40. Yeah, he was up in 14th. He's not 14th anymore, let's face it. 3 wide then in front of him. Lorne Murray, Roy Ververke, and Craig Jones. And Ververke going through, so Belgian driver going up the field. Bad one for Hickling, obviously, getting it on the first lap or second lap even. Never a good thing because you often don't have a valid lap to reference it against. And Hefford, well, he's going to find it tough though, Adam, because even though he qualified on pole, the slipstream is so strong here that he's going to really have to fight hard to keep this lead and get this victory. McIntyre very late on the brakes. You can see how he closes up. He's got a new brake pedal, Adam, and so last week he went careering into a couple of people, so that could provide some entertainment.
Oh, Scott Malcolm had a stuck throttle yesterday on the formation lap. That was insane. That was amazingly didn't hit too many cars. At the inside comes Dries Nice. He doesn't want to hit anybody either going into Brooklands, and he doesn't. That's him up to 4th. So it's Jamie Ayres, isn't it? It's Ayres, number 4. Yes, yeah. Jamie Ayres through past Dries Nice. That's the black Momo Racing car in 4th.
Yeah, it's good stuff by Jamie Ayres, car 4. Very good indeed. And we viewers at home because it's round 1 of the season, so might be some car and team combinations that we're not quite sure about, but we'll get there definitely over the course of the season. Sorry, Adam.
Luke Clark into the pits at the end of the the 3rd lap. Don't know what happened there. Oh, Youth Energy car up the inside. That's the battle over 6th and 5th. That's Dries Nice versus Adam McNally. All these cars are in the positions that they started as well, so very little movement inside the top 8.
Yeah,
Got to go
top
back
eight.
to lead Belgian 9.
No movement in the top 8. Oh, car spun.
Oh,
It's Roy Ververke. So
no.
what's happened to the Belgian Ververke? He was coming out of cops. I don't know if he got a touch or not, but he's down to near the rear of the field. He's just in front of Luke Clark, who he said had made a pit stop.
No, yeah, he took a bit too much of the curb going through the first corner. Maybe got a bit of the grass as well. Benjamin Mears has towed back to the pit, so he must have crashed out on the circuit. What happened to the other Automech car? Just having a look on the replay. Oh, now that is when you know it's not your day. I don't know if you'll be able to look back at this. He's going down the Wellington straight, and he clips the outside wall that's sticking out from on the bridge. Yeah.
Oh man, that's where Raikkonen smashed into, didn't he? After he went off on the service road. Jamie Ayres. Oh, 3 wide. Nebelsiak, Ayres, and McIntyre. These guys need to be careful. But they've sorted themselves out quite well here. McIntyre still keeping second place. This is great for Steve Hefford, Adam, isn't it? Because while these guys fighting, just be slowing them up.
Yeah, gap up to 7/10 of a second now after the Wellington straights.
He'll need it over a second though if he wants to break free of the slipstream. Just 3.5 seconds between the top 12 out on the course at the moment. 12th being Teddy Clark, car 51. You can see as well, viewers, if you're not used to our new graphics package, our new overlay, you can see it on the screen there. We've got our little battle box as well, which shows the real-time gaps.
We don't have a battle box big enough, I don't think.
Not for this lot, we don't, no. But you see that on there. We've got lots of new features which we'll be bringing you over the next few weeks. And like I said, we do have a groundbreaking qualifying system as well coming as well in the next few weeks, hopefully as well.
Good battle between Adam Broughton Grant, Teddy Clark and Nick McCarron. They're going to go 3 wide down the Wellington straights here.
Oh. Yeah, here we go then. This could be interesting. There's no short of aggression in this group. And Clark squeezes Broughton Grant. He almost paid for that as well. And McCarron's got to come back on. Clark needs to leave him some room. Just about did. McCarron
now it's advantage Broughton Grant.
Oh, it is advantage Broughton Grant. And McCarron nearly hitting Teddy Clark that time.
Well, hopefully they get through Woodcote cleanly, because we won't be able to tell. I don't know, over the line they go.
They have, yep. They've indeed got through there quickly. Oh, Broughton Grant's having to defend into cops. It's going to be... Oh, Clark's going to have a great run here. Really picked up the traction well through the corner, but Broughton Grant's still in front. Still no overlap for Clark, so Broughton Grant's having to defend again. This time into Maggots.
Balfour leads back down to 210. Wasted no time at all, has he, Jack McIntyre? Right back on the rear end of his teammate.
He's quick, Jack McIntyre, and he's getting quicker all the time. Because he got a legitimate pole position last week. I think first time in a while he's taken the outright pole. And Nebelsiak is really pushing hard now. You'll have to tell us, Cedric, the right pronunciation of that, because like I say, if we do get it wrong, drivers, then please tell us, because you know, we appreciate that feedback. So Hefford, McIntyre, Nebelsiak, Nice. Then it's McNally and Ayres, Van Gool, Zainchkovsky and Berridge. And then behind Berridge is Clark, Broughton Grant and McCarron. This thing's going to rage on and on.
Into Maggots and Beckett's, though. That battle goes in.
Oh, Clark with a lot of speed through the middle of the corner, and he hits Berridge almost.
The annihilated motorsport car nearly getting hit there. Car 44.
That's a self-fulfilling prophecy, that one, isn't it?
Oh!
And Clark's on the inside.
Oh, no!
No, Berridge. I think he
just hit Lee Berridge.
I think he turned across slightly, did Berridge.
It's the first one of the season. Thankfully, Berridge has the nice acres of space of Silverstone to make sure he doesn't hit anything.
In fact, Clark moves over to the right-hand side. And in fact, it wasn't Berridge turning across. Oh, Clark seemed to drift into... And I don't see why, Adam, the drivers have to be so close to the overtaking car. You don't need to be there.
It's all about that side draft, isn't it? I think that's what they're trying anyway.
Yeah, you don't need side draft into that corner. You just make the move, don't you? Get on with it. And in the end, that's ended up costing Lee Berridge dearly. And Hefford running right onto the outside of the on the concrete, the runoff area. Car bouncing around as it struggled to deal with the surface change.
McIntyre with the Oculus on the back of the car. Definitely need 360 vision to deal with the racing we've got here.
There was somebody very sideways. McNally spun.
Oh!
And there goes Vlad into the back of him. Vlad came steaming in, couldn't avoid McNally. And the erratic behaviour of McNally's car. Zańczkowski's got real damage now. He's got real problems, Vlad.
Lap 10 of 14 then. Hefford slides his way through Copse, and that's just set up McIntyre beautifully now.
Just that little loss of traction was enough for Jack McIntyre to get a sniff at. And
here comes
all it
Cedric.
needs. Oh, Cedric with great traction through there. McIntyre's all over the place.
Here comes Dries Nice.
Yeah, Dries Nice isn't shy of getting involved either. See 2x2 down the Wellington Straight. Cameras are appalling on this circuit.
I've resorted to chase cam now.
As Hefford is now... Yeah, I think it's a good idea, actually. As Hefford still in front, lots of different lines through Luffield. Oh, now Belsier gets a great exit. Manages to overlap McIntyre. Now he's got the shortest route through Woodcote, but McIntyre's got the slipstream off his teammate.
Nice getting out of the throttle down the front straight as he watches what's going on in front of him.
I think that's a great idea, because if there's a contact in the middle of Copse, Nice is going to be in trouble because he's going to have all the wreckage to deal with. Is he going to go round? Oh my goodness!
Oh,
Nice almost hits him, and I think there was a slight touch between Cedric and Jack. And who's that? That's Jamie Ayres on the scene now. Car 4.
I think the battle pack's now up to 5 cars, maybe even 6 if you include Peter Van Gool.
The overlay will explode on the first week of using it. To sheer sheer workload, I think. Sam's got his hands full with this one. As side by side still. Apologies to all the other 30-odd drivers who are in this race, but what a battle for the lead we've got in round 1. We've only got 3 laps to go, Adam. How quickly is that gone?
It's been brilliant. Time flies when you're having fun, and it looks like these drivers are having fun. Well, fun a loose term. I think if you're in the car, the red mist will be starting to descend on a few of these drivers, I think, as we've now got 3 laps to go.
Well, Dries Nice might be having slightly less fun than he was having a lap ago. Oh, Ayres into the back of the Belsier.
And that forces him slightly wide.
Dries Nice lost a place to Jamie Ayres.
And now Nice wants it back.
Yeah, it does. Will it be nice and easy for Dries? Oh, he loses the rear and he somehow manages to save it. This car is not an easy one to hang on to. You now got the white Momo Racing car of Van Gool. Car 2.
McIntyre's going for the lead.
Look at all these Momo Racing cars.
They're everywhere.
Oh, the Belsiec and Ayres into each other. Ayres off into the gravel. And now there were 5 at the front.
6 MX5s went into Brooklands. 1 got spun, and now there's that doesn't rhyme. But with the final corner, 2 laps to go. It's now.
It's like they all rolled over and 1 fell out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, and again, it looked like just drifting. Cedric looked like he drifted across a tiny bit. That was all it took to wipe out Jamie Ayres.
Taylor Lane's off. That is Luffield.
Oh, that was close. Ayres involved again, but front 2 now, McIntyre and Hefford. 2 laps to go. Who's going to get the best traction?
What's happened to Cedric?
Oh,
he's off in the gravel.
And it's all... Oh,
Sorry,
it looked like he's got a stuck, like his steering jammed or something, maybe.
It's all happening now.
I'm just going to go on board with him and see if there's anything he could do. I wonder. Oh, his steering just jammed. It's like he got a screen freeze, Adam. His steering was just there, and then by the time he realised it, he frantically hauled the wheel to the right. Couldn't do anything about it. And that's ending his race in spectacular fashion. Here we go. Over the line. White flag in the air. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, this is getting less than synchronised speaking here. And it could be synchronised drifting through the first corner. Hefford takes the lead.
Yeah, I was a bit of a poor line by McIntyre, but he's still got a chance at this, hasn't he? It's 3/4 of a second nearly, but the slipstream effect that we have here, it really does help. Oh, and Hefford...
Much better line, much better line.
Hefford using the way that might get him the most momentum, but it's also substantially longer than the way that McIntyre used. And here we go again. Full throttle down to Brooklands. McIntyre with a good line. I think that's a better line than the one that Hefford took slightly. But now if Hefford parks this on the apex, he should have this. There's lap traffic in front. It's not going to affect them. Hefford coming out of Luffield. Hard on the power. Through Woodcote. The slipstream's coming into effect for McIntyre slowly but surely. I think Hefford's being helped out by the lap traffic a little bit. And over the line he goes. And he takes round one of the season. Steve Hefford taking the win from pole position.
Here come the rest of them. Over the line comes Van Gaal, then Jamie Ayres, then McNally, McCarron, Clark in 8th, Broughton Grant 9th, and Dan Blake running out the top 10.
This circuit's brilliant for close battles, isn't it? And there's one here between Helgeson and Malcolm. Malcolm with a great run out of the last corner. He's going to be close here, I think, the Scotsman. Oh, he's going to be close, but the line comes too early.
Drag race between David Ayres and Michael Barry. A few tenths of a second, hundredths of a second between those two at the end.
Very, very close indeed. That one going in favour of Michael Barry.
Cedric's still in the gravel. He hasn't moved.
Eddie King's going to get just in front of Roy Viverke. A couple of seconds. And 36th place for him. And 37 out, in fact 39 out of the 43 that started managed to finish the race, Adam, so pretty good. 38.
Yeah, it's just been corrected now. Cedric's been classed as 2 laps down. He didn't retire, so he's got back going again now.
What he really should have done, you would think,
good
is he should have really tried to drive that back. You would think if he'd have come across the line and completed lap 13, then he would have scored some points. But he's quite new to the series, so it's probably just a learning point there. We don't recommend driving a car home with a broken engine, but if you can get a few points, it's probably worth it, Adam. Right, round 1 is over. You can take us through the finishing order.
Okay, so race victory goes to Steve Hefford, opening race of the season. Then Jack McIntyre second, Dries Nice third, Peter Van Gaal finishing in 4th, Jamie Ayres in 5th, then Adam McNally 6th, then Nick McCarron 7th, 8th Teddy Clark, losing a few positions on that last lap I think, then Adam Broughton Grant 9th and 10th for Dan Blake. Great job by Dan, actually 19th to 10th. Biggest mover out of everybody in the top 10, that's for sure. Then Joe McDonald in 11th, 12th Adam Hedgecock, 13th for Lee Berridge, 14th Gareth Hickling, then Rob Graham in 15th, 16th for Richard Warmingham, 17th for Lorne Murray, then Alex Sierney in 18th, 19th Richard Kafenku, and 20th for Dan Bartlett. Greg Giles in 21st, then Craig Jones 22nd, Adam Delmont 23rd, a gain of nearly 20 positions there, so that's a good job by Adam there. And 24th, Max Wright, Kip Stevens 25th, 26th, Thorstein Helgeson, he started stone dead last and was able to just miss out on a top 25 finish. Scott Malcolm 27th, then 28th Michael Barry, just ahead of David Ayres. We saw how close those two were at the end. And Andrew Whitehead in 30th, Vladislav Tchaikovsky in 31st after he had nowhere to go and went straight into the back of Adam McNally. Then Luke Clark in 32nd, 33rd Ralph Cullinan, then Taylor Lane in 34th, Carl Hardy 35th, Eddie King in 36th, then Roy Verke 37th, and in the cars one lap down or more, John Roberts in 38th place. He won't be on the pole due to the new reverse grid wheel, which we'll be showing you in a moment. If we do get the biggest reverse grid, it'll be full -1. So if that happens, it'll be Roy Verke that gets the pole, and then everyone else 2 laps down or more. Cedric Nobelsiak there in 39th, Chris Sawyer 40th, Kevin Woods 41st, Alan McCain 42nd, and Benjamin Mears out after only 3 laps.
Yeah, not how they would have wanted to start their season. And now we're going to go over to the reverse grid wheel and Mr. Sam Kumo for that. And Sam, what have you got for us there, mate?
Wheel is spinning, probably.
Full -2.
Sadie King,
so
isn't
that
it?
will be, yeah, because -1 would be Roy Verke, wouldn't it? That's right, isn't it? So yeah, Eddie King will go into pole position. He'll have the screaming noise of these 42 MX5s behind him to contend with at Silverstone National for race 2. We've got 3 more rounds to go this evening on Apex Racing TV, so please stick around for the rest of it. We'll be back in just a few short minutes.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun, but there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Silverstone National. Andrew Woodhouse and Adam Bath with you for BSR MX5 Cup. And Adam, that race won. Well, if we get 3 more like that, then we're in for a treat.
Epic first race, wasn't it? Let's hope that the incidents don't rack up too much. We know how the evening tends to go in these series. It usually ends with a right canniballage, but we have got pretty much a full reverse grid. Full -2 it was for this second race of the day. It's AD King that's going to be on the pole, so see what happens here is the drivers haven't got too many corners to get the overtakes done, so probably going to be seeing a few more quarter panels down the straight by the time this evening's out.
Yeah, it was victory for Steve Hefford from pole position. And he's also leading the way in the practice at the moment by 0.3 of a second, so it's really on form here, Hefford. And a nice track temperature out there, 23 degrees only, so not too hot. Tyres won't be an issue, you wouldn't think, for the guys out there. They've got a long way to go now, though, from pretty much the very back of the field, not far off, 34th, 35th place, something like that. But I think whoever can navigate the traffic efficiently and cleanly is going to be the one that really benefits from this. Definitely,
and I think I've got an idea of who the best will probably be. But let's run you through the grid then for this second race. Starting on the pole, it's going to be AD King. We just mentioned that. Then starting in second, it is get to the grid up. It's Carl Hardy, then Taylor Lane, Ralph Cullen in 4th, then Luke Clark, then Vlad Zajakovsky in 6th, Andrew Whitehead 7th, 8th David Ayres, 9th Michael Barry, and 10th position is Scott Malcolm. 11th Thorstein Helgeson, 12th on the grid is Kip Stevens, then Max Wright 13th, 14th for Adam Delmont, 15th Craig Jones, then Greg Giles in 16th, then 17th Dan Bartlett, 18th Richard Kofenko, 19th Alex Cioni, 20th Lorne Murray, and then some notable drivers quickly because we've got 5 seconds to go. Cedric Nebelsiek starting in 38th, and John Roberts starting in 37th, Verke 36th, our race 1 winner Hefford starting in 35th.
All right then, here we go. Red lights are on for round 2 of the evening. Green light is on. Terrific start by King. Really got away well off the line, at least in the first phase. Second phase, not quite so good. Taylor Lane, car 45, who's challenging into turn 1, into Cops. Oh, there's contact. Lane gets pushed out on the Astro. Here comes Luke Clark. Oh, Lane still manages to take the lead, Adam.
3 wide in some places. Who's that up to second place? That is Luke Clark. And off goes AD King.
Oh,
and off goes Carl Hardy.
Carl Hardy then. Let's see it.
Off also is Taylor Lane as well. So it's Clark that takes the lead. David Ayres off as well.
Yeah. King didn't give a lot of space there to Hardy. Might need the Lake of Reincarnation for that one, I'm afraid. He's been well and truly killed.
Is that a Fortnite thing?
Nope.
Okay. Through the final corner then.
I don't know who's in the lead. I can't see it because they've all crashed.
And there's a building in the way. Luke Clark leads. Second is Vlad Zajakovsky. 4 positions gained him already. Adam McNally's gained 19 places in the space of a lap. That's proper Adam Bafford Donington stuff there. There's so Vlad goes for the lead.
Here he goes then. Gladiator up the inside. And Luke Clark trying to fight back. Got a good run. He's alongside, fully alongside Vlad. Zajakovsky breaks late. Clark gets a good run, but he has to avoid Vlad as he almost quarter panels him.
Here comes Whitehead then. This just allows them to close in, doesn't it? The cars behind. Ralph Cullen is also there. Taylor Lane in 5th, 6th Barry, 7th Max Wright. He's having to defend from Adam Delmont, and then Richard Warmingham, and then Lee Berridge, who's hopefully has a much better race than race 1.
It's looking like so far, I don't want to hold my breath, but this meeting looks like that the slipstream is actually, maybe since week 13, it might be that slipstream is maybe a tiny bit reduced because it seems like it's actually at reasonable levels here.
Maybe they've been watching some of our broadcasts on Apex Racing TV because sometimes it's absolutely insane the amount of slipstream these cars give you.
Taylor Lane very nearly into the back of Rafe Cullen, and that was very close action. Zajakovsky and Clark continue to fight side by side again. This time roles reversed. This time Vlad on the outside, Clark on the inside.
And now switch going into Beckett's.
Clark
Look at the cutback he's going to get. Yeah.
He's going for the big cutback. Oh yeah, here we go. He's got a great run. I think whatever Vlad does, I think Clark's going to... oh, and he didn't cover the inside there, Vlad.
Rob Graham's crashed.
Giving each other plenty of space here. Clark allows himself to move into the middle of the circuit, whereas Vlad using the very outside of it. And a great move by Luke Clark to keep the lead. It's easy to forget, Adam. He was defending that position, but put himself in a great spot to get that back.
Yeah, got up the inside straight away. Andrew Whitehead had the best view of that in the house in third place. Don't know what happened to Rob Graham. I just saw that he was plummeting away from the timing screen. Adam Hedgecock's exited the session, so he's out too. And where is Graham?
It's gone, I think. I think he's out.
Oh, in that case, it'll probably a big one. I'll try and find it.
Lanes through past Cullinan. Cullinan's trying to fight back. Cullinan does have the Danish flag on his on the back of his car, and I'm going to work out exactly why that is. But
poor Graham.
He's Irish. Oh, what's going on behind there? You can hear the cars bottoming out, coming over some of those bumpy sections when they run a bit wider. Adam Delmont's had a good start. He's up to 6th place with Max Wright just behind them in 7th.
Nally's gains 21 positions. He's sat in 10th place. And a few others behind have gained similar amount of positions too.
Oh, dear me. Delmont all over the place there. He's tried to turn it into Brooklands. He had oversteer, then he had understeer. Now he's got a great run on Cullinan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he has. Much better run on the exit of Luffield. He's going to go to the outside here, going through the final corner. A lot of sponsorship on the back of that car there as we go over the line, start lap 5 of 14.
Rafe knows that he's there and gives him the space accordingly. Goes round the outside of Corpse, a bit of a twitch, scrubs a tiny bit of the speed off, but not enough to allow him to lose the position. So, brilliant move by Delmont. And the man from Delmonte says yes to Adam Delmont.
Oh, Vlad's back in the lead.
He is. Siding his way through at the Maggots corner.
Luke Clark's going to come back at him. Andrew Whitehead's playing the waiting game for now, I think, but how long can he do that for? Because Taylor Lane's coming as well.
About 3 seconds, maybe, because Lane's there already. To the outside goes Lane. Whitehead let on the brakes on the inside lines. Not a lot of grip out there for Taylor, but there will be some momentum. Whitehead is going to have to cut across if he wants to. Oh, he was too gentlemanly, Adam. He left the door wide open.
What's happened to Rafe Cullinan?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Oh, he's off. Yeah, I was just about to say that Whitehead. Never seen him be that gentlemanly, but yeah, that's happened there. Yeah, Cullinan gets spun around to Brooklands.
Oh, shame for Rafe there, but Clark and Zainskowski still fighting. Whitehead and Lane. Whitehead hits Lane. Lets him know he's there, certainly. He's going to have a go.
Oh, here comes Berridge. Oh, sorry, battle for the lead. That's more important.
Clark again trying that big old Mahusiv cutback.
Inventing words. Here
is he going to stay? Is Vlad going to stay? Yeah, he does. This time Vlad stays to the left. That's a smart idea. Forcing Clark to go the long way round. Vlad's out on the brakes. Oh, too wide. Too wide for Clark. Far too wide.
He's going for another massive cutback there.
He's going for a 2-corner cutback here, mate.
I know. He's got to be careful because soon enough...
It's going to be good.
He's going to go for such a wide turn-in that Taylor Lane's going to be there. So he can't do that too many more times.
It does look good in terms of the momentum he's got down the straight, but he's not going to get there by Copse Corner, which was his intention of running a bit wide through Brooklands and then Luffield. Just covering more distance, though, Adam, unfortunately. Stressing the tyres a bit more as well.
Right, lap 7 of 14, half race distance. Seems to get the good run here, and we always seem to see the positions change right at this very part of the circuit, going into Maggotts and Beckett's. Here comes the cutback again.
Yeah, and Vlad's going to maybe have to try something to block that off, really. Yeah,
here he comes.
Clark. Nicely done again. This time he might get in front, but he's got to be careful he doesn't get dummied here, Adam. It's prime dummying territory, this.
There you go. See if he can try and pacify this move going into Brooklands.
Or will he be crying for help? He's in the lead, though. Clark, and he keeps it. Lane's got ahead of Whitehead. third place now. Yeah, so it's going to be more and more difficult for those two to battle it out as a two. As Lane, well, it's very quick up there, Taylor Lane. So we'll see whether he can. He's already on them. Look, and Zajankovski back through in Copse again.
Yeah,
seems to be strongest part of the circuit.
So it's that opening half a lap, isn't it? It's from Beckett's onwards where Luke Clark reigns supreme. Here we go again. Oh, told you it would happen sooner or later. The cutback, he stops because Taylor Lane's here. Yep.
And now that's completely shot Luke Clark's plans out of the window, but he's got a great slipstream here. Look at that. Look at that overspeed that he's got. Gets him alongside into the braking zone. And this is where he's going to suffer because, and Lane gets all sorts of sideways through Brooklands as the rear end steps out of the Master MX5. Just makes him think a little bit. Because, we know these tyres are very sensitive to the heat. And, you don't want too many slidey moments because you can't recover them.
Especially in this car. It's not like the Kia Optima on Thursday where you can correct it pretty easily. Race 1 winner.
That was great from Clark. That was great from Clark through Copse. That's the best he's done through that corner in the race, I think.
Here we go again.
Superb. And he's going to be alongside this time. Drives it in deep.
That was brilliant. He forced Vlad out wide. There was nothing that he could do.
He nearly lost the rear as well. As his car just bounced over the curbs, unsettling the rear and once again making him dance around a little bit with the steering wheel. But here comes Taylor Lane as well. He will not shy away from a battle that easily.
Oh, here comes Whitehead as well.
And Zajankovski goes through again. So Vlad gets the lead back and there's a bit of contact, I think.
Oh, yeah, that was Delmont getting absolutely hit out of the way by Lee Berridge.
Well, Lee Berridge absolutely just a Delmont. Well, see you later. Get out my way.
10 of 14.
This is great stuff.
Biggest mover, Anna McNally, 25 positions gained. Steve Hefford's giving him a run for his money. He's gained 23.
Oh, Clark nailed Copse again. That was even better than the last one. Absolutely nailed it. He's going to be fully alongside in Maggots now and Beckett's. And Taylor Lane's on the inside, and then you've got Berridge and Whitehead and the car 3, Adam McNally.
If I was Taylor Lane, I would have hit him through there, I think. But that's just me.
As in you would have decided to hit him, or would you just hit him just because you would have hit him?
One of the somewhere in between, I think. Going into Brooklands.
McNally and Berridge side by side. Oh, this is brilliant! It's brilliant to watch. I'm finding myself just watching it.
Oh, what's happened to Adam Delmont? Sorry, Adam Delmont.
He was behind Whitehead, wasn't he?
No, he's on the infield now.
Oh dear.
He lost it on his own. He had a massive tank slapper going through.
Oh, Berridge! Berridge is weaving around and Lane's moving around and maybe even 2 moves for Lane, possibly.
So we've lost 1 boosted car in Whitehead and he's allowed his annihilated car of Berridge to get after them, to do some annihilating.
Is he the sacrificial lamb? Who knows? Berridge on the inside. Oh, and he's going to get Clark as well. Oh, that's brilliant by Lee Berridge. Fantastic. Great move. Now he's got the slipstream of Vlad. Right in his slipstream is Clark, who's not going to be happy about that. And he's going to throw it up the inside surely because he's going to have to. Luke Clark. Okay. Berridge brilliantly on the edge of control, and that's fantastic.
How late those two were braking. That's brilliant.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Here comes McNally. 28 positions gained.
It was so unbelievable, I'd almost call you Jeff. Zajankovski leads then. Berridge up to second. From 24th on the grid. Then it's Clark. Then it's McNally. Then Lane and Whitehead. Then behind Whitehead is Wright. Oh! McNally sideways. Is he going to save it? Yes! No! Oh, there's the carambolage that you were talking about. Alex Cherney's involved.
Oh,
I think Ayres is in it.
McIntyre.
Oh, the Momo Racing then. Oh, and Berridge trying to get in on the act with Vlad.
Here comes Clark now.
Clark versus Lee Berridge. Both chasing down Vlad. What can Zańczkowski do? How can he keep his lead? He's going to have 2 laps to go when they come round Luffield.
Good news
Berridge
is that
drives it in ridiculously deep into Brooklands.
good news is that these 3 now have a bit of privacy from everybody else. They've got a 2-second buffer to Max Wright in 4th. And it means that Luke Clark can do some more cutbacks, I think, if he can get them timed right. As we get 2 laps to go now, as we come across the line, it's Vlad, then Berridge, then Clark.
Yeah, definitely can. Zańczkowski then. 2 laps to go for him. Lee Berridge in 2nd. Clark is 3rd. And Clark again. Great grip through Copse Corner. He's going to try it. Berridge doesn't want to squeeze him too much. Clark's very good through here, though. He gets these cutbacks right, but
That wasn't.
of course, that was not right at all. Did not nail that one well at all.
Taylor Lane's on the comeback trail. I think it'll probably be a bit too late for him to get to the front, but he's just got past Max Wright and is up to 4th.
Yeah, but we know what Max Wright is made of. He will not give up. He will not relinquish the position.
Finds every bit of track to gain a bit of time, and then some.
Oh, let's try it again. Right, he's on the inside of Luffield. He's through. Ish.
Sort of.
The
Not
white
at all.
White flags out, yeah. It's like almost backing up into the hedge, isn't it?
Here comes Berridge.
He's having a go. Lee Berridge. Oh, Zańczkowski tries to cover it. And he's going to have Clark on his inside if he's not careful. Clark makes it 3 wide into Maggots on the final lap. Berridge is through into the lead. Zańczkowski tries to cut him back. Clark's going for the cutback of all cutbacks to try to get both of them. Then.
God, mouth open stuff this. Max Wright's had an issue. He's down to 11th.
Oh, Berridge versus Vlad versus Clark.
Oh my word.
Here we go. Into the last sector of the race. Berridge still maintains it. And Vlad's got the overlap.
No.
And it's a Soper incident. It's the Soper and Cleland. And Clark now with the momentum, with the great cutback out of Luffield. He's got the momentum. I don't think he's got the time. Vlad Zańczkowski comes to the line, takes round 2 of the evening, but where have we seen? We've seen that move happen before, Adam, and it didn't end well then, and it didn't end well this time.
I can imagine what Lee Berridge is saying. The man's an animal.
The man's an animal. Oh dear.
Yes, you are in P1, Vlad.
I did indeed get P1. I called him Gladiator earlier on. I think that's the perfect description. Because he was out there, he was brilliant. Luke Clark in P2.
Was there space up the inside though into Luffield?
Well, I think we've got to have a look. We've got to get a replay on the screen and find out, really, haven't we? Because
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think there was. I don't think there was any space.
But I think
that was the point. But let's have a look.
Exit of Brooklands, I think Vlad was already alongside, so I think maybe Lee had to give him a bit more space.
Oh, it's one of those where if you look at the middle of the corner, I'm just looking. So on entry, Berridge is almost fully in front. Middle of the corner, Vlad draws to, I'd say, half a car's length. Exit of the corner, when what you mentioned, there's the tiniest overlap. At that point,
he's off the track. Yeah.
At that point, if I'm driving, that's when I get out of that situation, I think.
But it's the last lap and it's the final corner.
But it's the last lap and the final corner, and then you've got to think that, well, Berridge has got to, if Berridge knows he's there, which he must have known he's there, or he must have at least thought he was there. Could there have been any room given? I don't know. I think it's a racing incident. I'm afraid it's a racing incident.
Well, let the stewards decide.
It's the last lap. I'm sorry, but if you penalise that, then we might as well just pack up and go on, because there's no point doing the season. I think you've got to. It's the last lap. There's two guys. They're fighting hard. Berridge dished out as good as he took. So did Vlad. So did the rest of them. It was a great fight and a great race.
Well, hopefully we leave it there. I know the race organisers probably want this reverse grid doing, so we'll move on. Vlad Zańczykowski wins. Good win as well, actually. Second for Luke Clark. Third, Taylor Lane. He did get a podium in the end. Jamie Ayres finishes in fourth. 28 positions gained. That may have even been where he finished in race one. Steve Hefford finished in fifth. The race one winner gaining 30 positions on his way to 2 top 5 finishes in a row. And Peter Van Gorlen 6th, Richard Warmingham 7th, Cedric Nabelsiak 30 positions gained to finish in 8th. Then 9th, Adam Broughton Grant, and 10th, Michael Barry. 11th for Lee Berridge. Did finish inside the top 15 in the end, but I'm sure he would have liked one of those ones to have been taken away and then finish in P1. John Roberts finishing in 12th, his teammate. Then Joe McDonald 13th, 14th for Roy Ververke, 15th for Alex Cierney. Then Adam McNally in 16th. It looked like it could have been his name on the winner's trophy there if it wasn't for that massive crash with a few laps to go. Alan McCain finishing in 17th. Then Benjamin Mears of Cullinan in 19th, and then 20th for Daniel Bartlett. Chad McIntyre, who was involved in that big crash, finishing in 21st place. So he didn't lose too many positions, but I can imagine that the front of that Momo car didn't look too pretty. Then Max Wright 22nd. Problems for him with a few laps to go. I didn't see what happened actually to him. Thorstein Helgeson 23rd, Rob Graham 24th, 25th for Richie Kafenku. Then Lorne Murray, Teddy Clark in 27th, Nick McCarron in 28th. Kip Stevens didn't have the best of races, started 12th, finished 29th. Gareth Hickling in 30th, Scott Malcolm in 31st, then Adam Delmont 32nd, and then the cars one lap down or more. Dan Blake finishing in 33rd, so we do get a full -1. It will be Delmont on the pole. Whitehead finished a lap down actually, so it will be Dan Blake on pole if we do get a full -1. Sorry, Andrew Whitehead. Chris Sawyer finishing 6 laps down. Then Craig Jones 12 laps down, along with Hedgecock, Hardy, David Ayres, AD King, Kevin Woods out very early on, and Greg Giles had issues getting in the session, I think. No fast repairs in this series, and that is why we've got so many cars that are out of the race.
Yeah, and it's something the drivers are going to have to bear in mind, because you know, you don't want to have to make a trip into the pits, right? Let's see what we get.
$35. Well, we don't have enough cars for that, so it's Andrew Whitehead then. I'm guessing.
I think so. Yeah, I think it will be if it's more. We'll have to check. It'll either be Andrew Whitehead or Dan Blake, given that it'll either be the full person or the one just after the full. So, and we'll let the organisers deal with that, and then we'll be back for the last 2 races of the evening. Again, I hope it just gets better and better, guys.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same.
Welcome back to Silverstone for race 3 here in the BSR MX5 Cup. Andrew Woodhouse and Adam Bath bringing you the action, and Adam, slight delay there for the session, but it's only served to make us more excited about this third race, I think.
Yeah, and I wonder if it's done the same with the drivers as well.
Hopefully not too excited for them.
Yeah, we got the session advancing in about a minute and a bit, so not too long to wait. And yeah, another big reverse grid. It's either going to be Andrew Whitehead or it's going to be Dan Blake going to be on the pole for this.
Yeah, that's it. It's going to be one of the two, isn't it? The first two races we've seen have been fantastic, and they've been pretty clean. They've been really well driven, and Silverstone National seems to just suit the car perfectly. What do you think we'll see in this one then? About the same track temperature again? Is it just going to be more of the same, but the field's a bit more? Field's been shuffled again.
It's been shuffled again. I think we're going to see them going for it with even more gusto, I think, this time in race 3. It is always the way, isn't it, with these BSR races, and we've proven so far that race 2 was a step up from race 1 with the reverse grid we have there. We're going to see more of the same in this second one. Or in this third one, I should say.
Yeah, the third one. I hope it's the third one anyway. Steve Hefford. Steve Hefford with the win in race 1. Vlad Zajakovsky taking race 2. I'm excited, Adam, because it's race week for Formula 1 again.
It always comes around every year, doesn't it? Staying up for that 1 AM opening practice session just to see the new cars out on the circuit, to see what is new, and it's going to be hopefully a great year. As Jack Nicholls said in his...
It's always the first one to win it, isn't it? That's the one that you're looking for.
As Jack Nicholls said on his Twitter, please F1 be a bit unpredictable this year.
It was unpredictable last year, but I think it was in a different kind of way. I think we had less overtaking, but we had a closer fight, and that's what we want. Is we want the fight to go We've got 21 races, and we want it to go all the way to the 21st race with, you know, more than one team, if not more than 2 teams involved. So hopefully we'll get that. And speaking of who's involved, it will be Andrew Whitehead on the pole, and I think that's fair.
Yep. He was the last car 1 lap down, and obviously we had too many cars for the number, so he was the next one in line. So he's on the pole. Second, Dan Blake. Third, Adam Delmont, who was near the front at one point in 2. Then Scott Malcolm, Gareth Hickling, Kip Stevens. Then Nick McCarron, Teddy Clark, Lauren Murray, Richard Kafenku rounding out the top 10. Dennis Rob Graham, Thorstein Helgeson, Max Wright, Jack McIntyre, Daniel Bartlett, then Ralph Cullinan, Benjamin Mears, Alan McCain, Adam McNally, Alex Cierney finished starting in 20th. And then some notable drivers just before we get going. The race 2 winner, Vlad Zanjakovsky, starting in 33rd place on the grid. And Steve Hefford going to be starting in 29th. They were the big gainers. Here we go.
We should look at Cierney. He was top 5 in practice. So we should definitely look at him if he doesn't get involved in incidents. Here we go then. Red lights are on. Ready for the start of round 3. Green light is on. Reasonable start by Whitehead. Nothing fantastic. But here comes... But in the second phase, he's really been swallowed up by Delmont. Look at him coming from the third position on the grid. Already going through on Whitehead. Then it's Blake, and then Gareth Hickling up into 4th place. And it's Scott Malcolm battling it out with Teddy Clark.
Right, cold tyres. Let's see what happens going into Beckett's. Oh, it's Stevens in the middle of the track and reverses, and a Bushvink car goes with him.
Yeah, McCain, I think, is it? Who just about avoided him, but didn't hit him, Alan McCain, so good driving from him to avoid disaster. They're all over the track down the Wellington Straight.
Steve Hefford in the war path there as he was going up the middle of a 3-wide situation going into Brooklands.
Oh, and that's Hickling has hit. Well, Hickling and Whitehead came together, and that took out Teddy Clark. Clark's still going, but he's dropping down the order rapidly.
He was able to regain his composure. Sometimes that does result in big crashes on the front straight. Dan Blake versus Delmont for the lead.
Oh, Clark and Mears been getting very close together, but yeah, you're right. The lead is being contested here. Delmont from Blake. And then it's Whitehead. Then it's Hickling. And then McCarron in 5th.
Andrew Whitehead back at the front yet again. Was involved in a crash late on in race 2. Which stopped him competing for a top 5 or maybe even better than that. Here comes Gareth Hickling though. Very decent tow here for the Hickling car. Through Brooklands. No way round the outside, yes. Whitehead closing up to the back of Blake, under braking into Brooklands. All pretty much stalemate so far as we come around to complete the second lap.
I feel like it's going to be another one of those races similar to that of race 1.
Oh, manic pack here. Teddy Clark, Max Wright, McNally and Jack McIntyre. McNally's already gained 9 positions. Hefford's already gained 12 after 2 laps. Hickling for the lead, nearly.
No, not for the lead, but for 3rd. He was looking for 3rd from Whitehead. Have to brake very late to get up into the lead. We've seen that done.
Yeah, we've seen someone overtake 3 cars in one corner before.
We have indeed. We saw 2 being done earlier on in this meeting from Lee Berridge.
Lee Berridge, yeah.
Didn't end very well for him though. That last race.
They're on. No, it didn't.
Although he's already gained 5 places, Berridge. So his seems to be swashbuckling style this season. Seems to be paying some dividends for him at least. But Blake now going for the lead. Oh, a bit of a big twitch there. Big twitch from Delmont. In the middle of Brooklands, Blake with the real world racing experience as well. I believe he's going to be driving an MX5 this year. And he's got the long way around. Delmont placing his car nicely here into Corps. That's the only place he can put the car to defend, and he does defend well. So manages to stay in the lead, Adam Delmont ahead of Blake, and then Whitehead, And then it's Hickling. Hickling's got the overlap on Whitehead through Maggots. Gets out of it a little bit.
Yeah, those two were very close. Those two are very close on the front straight. Running wide is now Adam Delmont. Fastest lap of the race goes to Alex Siona. You were mentioning him earlier. There's one to watch out for. 4 positions gained by him, and fastest lap of the race. Youth Energy car of Hickling on the outside going into Brooklands, taking the widest possible line, but Whitehead up the inside. Here comes the Momo Racing car of Nick McCarron.
Oh, they're trying that again. Trying that move on the exit of Brooklands again. Didn't end well before, but this time managing to get through fairly cleanly. Is that a lapped car?
In front of them, it's
that's Eddie King,
Eddie
who's had
King.
some problems. Yeah.
37th. Also, the car that's joined this pack is Laura Murray. And what does it say on the boot of that car?
Yes. All right. What? He's there already? Here comes Delmont. I should have. See, I missed the chance there, I'm afraid. Delmont then.
Oh,
still leading McCarron. Oh, goes into Hickling slightly. It's allowed Hickling to get back in front. Blake having a look for the lead. Very late on the brakes. Nice narrow line in. Might make this work, you know. Cuts across and takes the lead. Good work by Dan Blake.
Great run.
Old colleague of ours on Apex Racing TV as well, Dan Blake.
Just to point out, every time we go to Silverstone, we bring it up. This version of Silverstone is now 11 years out of date.
It's not that out of date, is it? Oh, isn't it 2010?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna. Yeah, I was just gonna.
9 years out of date.
Yeah,
it's out of date though. It's nearly as old as iRacing itself. It's, through excuse me, Murray, almost getting in to the back of McNally. McNally's joined this group. Has Jack McIntyre.
Looks like Delmont and Blake are making a break for it now on lap 6:14. McIntyre v McCarron.
Well, McIntyre using all of the track. Whitehead using
Whitehead, yeah.
Whitehead using the very inside of the track, so kind of blocked off McIntyre's line that he was intending to use, that big sweeping line from the very outside the track, outside of the white line as well. See some of the F1 drivers using that line as well.
McIntyre.
He needs to be very careful. He's getting right onto the rear bumper of Whitehead. Into Copse Corner we go, 2x2. Fastest corner on the course. And they all make it.
Nally also there as well, making it 2x2. McIntyre on Whitehead.
Hefford's not too far behind this group either. Rob Graham's joined the party, as has Hefford. And behind Hefford, in fact, it's just one big train until you get to... Oh, there's a
crash.
Oh, there's a spinner. Roberts? It's Malcolm.
Ah.
Yeah, it's Malcolm. Oh, he was hit by... it was, I think, Broughton Grant coming in hot. Hits the Scotsman. Round he goes. Scotty Malcolm, and, well, not the best for him.
Oh, here comes Delmont. Up the inside through Woodcote.
Oh.
And as we get the halfway mark of this race in the books, it is the Youth Energy car that hits the front.
Did Blake have a mistake there?
They went wheel to wheel into Brooklands, and it was basically just the old cut back, and that's what allowed Delmont at the inside.
Oh, there you go. Blake closing in on Delmont again.
Oh, Hefford as well, 3 wide. Hefford, the Automech car.
Oh no! No, he's getting some damage, and he flies up the inside of them all. And that's into Graham, and Graham goes into Murray. Murray goes into Wright, and Wright's off. Oh!
Somehow they all miss him.
How have they all missed him? Absolutely no idea. That's like the slow idiot on the motorway who's doing 40 miles an hour, isn't it? But it's not Max Wright's fault. Nothing he could do about that. Blake fighting hard with Delmont again. we might see Blake, though, having to look in his mirror shortly, Adam, and really judge his overtaking moves well, because if he gets out of line, well, Gareth Hickling has got a chance to capitalise.
He has. They're not too far away from each other. Nick McCarron trying to get past Andrew Whitehead here. Oh, don't go close to him. That's what crashes. That's why crashes happen. Into the first corner, he's through.
Well, these two have had a history of running into each other once or twice, I believe, but Hefford, and this is Ayres as well, trying to freight train Whitehead here. Momo Racing. Oh, Hefford hits his teammate. Oh, and Ayres hits Hefford. So that wasn't very well coordinated teamwork there by Momo. Rob Graham's trying to come back. Wait just a moment. Wait me up before you go, yeah. Something about a yo-yo.
Oh, Dan Blake!
What's happened? He's spun.
He had half a spin in Brooklands.
Oh, yeah, he was trying to avoid Delmont, I think.
And he would have been slamming his fist like Toto.
I'll be back. And he'll be hoping, he'll be saying, come on, look what you're doing. Dan Blake, he's down to 5th.
Oh! Hickling lost the front going through the first corner, managed to rescue it, but it does mean that Jack McIntyre is going to be up to 2nd as he puts in a new fastest lap of the race.
Oh, dear me. Yeah, the front was just sliding for him. And then the rear just stepped out in sympathy. Dear me.
Lap 10, and I think Adam Delmont's got the biggest lead anybody in the lead has had today, and that's about a few tenths of a second.
Yeah, we haven't had anybody scamper off into the distance, have we? As a very aggressive line by McIntyre.
Man on a mission.
Really good line as well. You see the two Youth Energy cars nearly hitting each other again. It's Hickling and McNally, and Blake nearly getting involved with them as well. There's a bit of a gap to effort now. It's 3 seconds. So after they all ran into each other a couple of times, minor incidents, we've lost a lot of time. Alex Cherny said watch for him. Well, he has improved. He's gained 6 positions, but not really what he would have wanted, you would have thought, for the German.
McIntyre's coming, isn't he? He was half a second quicker than Delmont on that last lap, lap 11 of 14. Biggest move in the field, it's joint biggest move in the field. It's Steve Hefford and Jamie Ayres, the two Momo cars fighting their way through the field together on this one.
McIntyre's bringing those guys back with him as well. Oh, he's right there. What a lap this is by McIntyre. What a huge lap. Can he cap it off with taking the lead, McIntyre? Oh, he's so close to the fence.
Goodbye, Delmont.
Oh, yeah, Delmont with great drive off the corner. Beautiful traction, no wheel spin. Got it out of the corner well. Fires it down off the exit of Luffield through Woodcut and over the start finish line again.
There's been a crash between the two Automet cars, I think. Rob Graham and Ben Mears.
Oh, if they had an incident.
That was in.
Oh no, it's not. It's not. It was Graham going into
Murray. Was it?
Murray, yeah, it was Murray. And then Mears had to go off onto the gravel to avoid it. But he actually gained positions.
Right then,
it's all kicking off at Maggots and Beckett's with the front guys. Now Blake's alongside Gareth Hickling. He's got no slipstream help at all.
Is it too late to roll out Dan Blake as an outside chance for a win here? We'll find out.
Of course it's not. We've seen the action. Oh, we've seen it. We might be getting even more likely.
Here comes McNally.
Panels.
Could get the whole lot of them here if he can play his cards right.
Oh, look at that! Just slides into his DMs there.
Slides into the mentions. Slides into the DQs in a minute.
Slide into the DNFs. Oh dear.
Oh.
McNally's sliding on the inside and
so Delmont
sliding on the outside.
Here comes Dan Blake on all of them. Penultimate lap.
Don't forget on Thursday the return of the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship as well. You can see more action like this. Should be brilliant.
Oh,
And meanwhile, oh, bang indeed! And bang goes the chances for Adam Delmont.
Just like that. Well, down to 3 now.
Oh,
Or maybe 4, because here comes Gareth Hickling.
his race went up in smoke just like that. It's what it takes. One incident. Still 4 in contention.
Just hope that McNally has what it takes to get past Jan McIntyre. We've seen how good he is at getting his way through the field, McNally. 17 positions gained in this one. He gained a good 30 or so in race 2.
So it's McIntyre, McNally, Blake and Hickling fighting over the win. Four drivers involved in this scrap. And just one more lap to go. 4 kilometres remain.
Oh, a lot of grass taken on the inside there by McNally, but then McIntyre runs onto the Astro on the exit of the first corner.
As they fly past Maggots and Beckett, such a great place to watch. You can stand there only about 20 feet or so from the action. And these drivers only about 20 feet or so away from each other. And I think Hickling might be out of it. Because he's quite a way back. I think it's going to be Blake. It's going to be Blake McNally or McIntyre. I think McIntyre again with the sweeping line. Oh, he's lost the front.
Oh, final corner.
Sliding out.
Oh.
McNally tries desperately to find a way to just prise the door open, but he can't. And McIntyre gets off the corner. Now, can he make it to the line first? I think he can. The line is close, and it's going to be victory for former champion Jack McIntyre. He takes round 3 of the evening. Brilliant
drag race
stuff.
Max Wright versus Ben Mears. It's going to be close.
Wright's on the inside, Mears on the outside.
Just Mears.
Oh, and it's just Mears.
Oh, look at this. 3 wide. Helgeson versus Ververke versus somebody else.
Van Gool, I think it was.
Oh, Graham.
No, it wasn't. It was Graham. Sorry, yeah, you're right. Oh, Broughton, Grant and McCain. That was very close as well. Still going off at the back.
Here comes Richard Warmingham to take what will be probably 30th.
David Ayres at Taylor Lane trying to get their very damaged cars back to the finish line.
Here's Eddie King as well.
He's a lap behind those guys, I believe.
Him and David Ayres, are they a lap apart then?
Yep.
All right.
But they are next to each other on the circuit in terms of...
Oh,
no! Don't know if
he's done the
that.
Jensen button.
If he's done that on purpose or not, but he does make it to the end. Unless we get a really big number, he won't be on pole, Eddie King, but 33rd is a reasonable result.
You can tell by the reverse grid numbers, this is from the BSR TC wheel, and apparently 35 isn't a big enough number, so it shows you the amount of numbers we're going to be getting for the first race of the BSR TC on Thursday.
We have a full quota of 60, including our very own Alex Simpson. So I think we should get this one. We should get the reverse grid decided. Results first, Adam, or
yeah,
wheel first?
Results out the way. 35. That's a big number. Race victory goes to Jack McIntyre. Adam McNally finishing in 2nd. 3rd for Dan Blake, 4th for Gareth Hickling, Steve Heffer finishing in 5th, Jamie Ayres 6th, 7th for Nick McCarron, 8th the pole sitter Andrew Whitehead, 9th Adam Delmont and 10th Ben Mears. Cars that started inside the top 10 that finished there, we had 5. 11th for Max Wright, 12th for Peter Van Gool, 13th for Richard Gafencu, 14th place finish for Roy Ververke, 4th Stan Helgeson 15th, 16th for Rob Graham, 17th Alex Cioni, 18th for Lorne Murray. Didn't lose too many places, even though he was right in the thick of it all. Vlad Zajankowski, the race 2 winner, 33rd up to 19th at the end. 14 positions gained there for Vlad. And John Roberts finishing in 20th place. Alan McCain, 21st, lost a few places during the race there for Alan. Then Adam Broughton Grant in 22nd. Adam Hedgecock, another Adam there in 23rd. 24th for Kevin Woods, started 40th on the grid, good drive there. Kip Stevens started 6th, finished 25th. He spun, didn't he, at Maggots on the opening lap. That's what happened to him. Daniel Bartlett in 26th, 27th for Scott Malcolm, starting on the 2nd row. That may have been first corner, or one of the two. Carl Hardy 28th, 29th for Michael Barry, 30th for Richard Warmingham. And Taylor Lane started 31st, finished 31st 32nd for David Ayres, then AD King finishing 1 lap down. So if it's a number like we had for race 3, it will be him on the pole. But if it's a full -1, it's going to be David Ayres that gets it. And then Lee Berridge 3 laps down. Chris Sawyer again, that's 3 DNFs I think for him now. Luke Clark 10 laps down. Teddy Clark 11 laps down. Not a good race if your surname begins with C, because Rafe Cullinan's also out. Craig Jones 12 laps down, and Joe McDonald out very early on as well. So time for the final reverse grid of the evening.
Should be interesting.
Should also mention thanks to Sam for covering the cameras, as Alex was stuck on the motorway. 45.
45?
45. Shows you what they're meaning by full -1. Well, 45, well, we don't have actually a finisher in that position, so it's going to have to go to AD King for the second time.
Sorry, we don't have a finisher in that position. We don't have a starter in that position. So.
It's King again.
So there we go. AD King then on the pole for the second time tonight. Let's see what he can do with it this time as we enter the final race of the evening in the BSR MX5 Cup.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
It's the final race of the evening then in the BSR MX5 Cup here on Apex Racing TV from Silverstone Circuit. Andrew Woodhouse and Adam Bath with you. It's Sam Kumo on the cameras, and Adam, the final round is upon us. Yet another mixed up grid, a big reverse, full reverse, and we're surely going to see the drivers going hell for leather for these last 14 laps.
Should be good. Just to continue what we were some of the stuff we were talking about on the break, but I've just found that the F1 theme tune for the FOM intros are on Spotify, so I'll listen to that after we've wrapped up here.
I think I heard it earlier on, but yeah, that's interesting. We need a new theme tune.
Nothing can beat advertising rock, can it?
No, it can't.
I don't know if that's still our theme tune. I don't know, but yeah, final race. It is. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a bit of advertising.
It's synonymous now, isn't it? You hear that and you think immediately BSR time.
So,
and that's a few days away.
Not long
I'm
to
really
go
looking forward to that.
Forgive us if we keep going. Our attention keeps going to the touring cars, but it is our favourite series, pretty much because of just the amount of time we've been doing it for. But this MX5 Cup, it's been exciting every week, and we look forward to seeing that for the rest of the season. First 3 rounds of the 2018 main season have been fantastic, so we hope to continue. And Adam, we've got once again Eddie King on pole position.
Yeah, it's running through the grid then. Starting on the pole then for the final race today as Paul Helgeson goes about disabling the chat. Eddie King starts on the pole, then it's David Ayres, then Taylor Lane, Richard Warmingham, then Michael Barry, Carl Hardy, Scott Malcolm, Daniel Bartlett, Kip Stevens, Kevin Woods starting in 10th. Then 11th it is Adam Hedgecock, then Adam Broughton-Grant, then Alan McCain, then John Roberts starting in 14th place. 15th Ladzan Tchaikovsky, 16th Lord Murray, 17th Alex Cierney, 18th place for Rob Graham, Thorstein Helgeson 19th, 20th Roy Ververke, Richard Kafenko 21st Peter Van Gaal, 23rd for Max Wright, then Benjamin Mears, Adam Delmont, Andrew Whitehead, Nick McKerran in 27th, 28th for Jamie Ayres, 29th Steve Hefford, in 30th Gareth Hickling. Here we go.
Drivers getting ready for the final time tonight. Who's going to come out on top here at Silverstone? Green light is on. Can start by King again. And Warmingham from the second row getting away well. And he's trying to go through the middle of David Ayres and Taylor Lane into Cops. He's going to try and go all the way around Richard Warmingham. He may just have made that work, but he hasn't. Just couldn't keep the momentum up, and King leads into Maggots and Beckett's. Lane in second. Third is Warmingham. King got a bit bogged down. What's going on, Adam?
Bartlett and Ayres got very close for comfort, and I thought both of them were going to be off, but they've both managed to sort each other out.
And Lane managed to take King. Coming out of Maggots and Beckett's. Oh, a big mistake from Lane, and King's followed him.
Oh,
and so has David Ayres.
And Barry.
And up into third place is Daniel Bartlett.
Who's that getting forced way off? And this could be disastrous because he's going to come back on in the middle of the field. No, he doesn't because he's in the gravel.
It's Carl Hardy. They're going 3 and 4 wide around him.
Oh, and it's happened. Off goes. It must be David Ayres.
Oh, it's a big one into the side. He's the only one off, though. And it's David Ayres in the pit lane.
So back up. Boots missing.
Well, Richard Warmingham leads the way. Taylor Lane in second place. Looks like it's a handful out there for Lane in the overcast conditions. Track temperatures dropped slightly, 18 degrees. We'd kill for 18 degrees at the moment. I think we might be set for a white Easter at this rate.
1.8 degrees it's more like at the moment. Here comes Taylor Lane for the lead. Daniel Bartlett in third position as well for a rookie licence. Knows all about these cars then.
You'd think so.
It's either that or the street stock, I think. It's been a few years since I've been a rookie, so I don't know what kind of stuff you get up to. But Gafenku's had a crash, I think.
Doesn't stop me driving like one. Gafenku, unfortunately, off.
Oh, and off goes a Youth Energy car. It's Adam Delmont.
What's happened to Delmont? Oh, he's in the wall. And what's happened is... Oh, there was a big melee. Big melee involving... It's Broughton Grant who starts it. He hits 36. That's Richard Gafenku.
So I did say Gafenku just before that happened.
And then it all closes up, and in front of them, McCain and Hefford nearly come to blows. Oh, McCain very slow in the corner, and he gets hit by Delmont, and then something happens, and then they all go off.
AD King's had a crash. So he's now way down the order. He was in 11th.
Yeah, that looked big for King. Looked like a whopper for King. Taylor Lane is in the lead. It's the best lane to be in. It's the winning one. At the moment he is. Daniel Bartlett's in second. Oh, look at the car squirming underneath him. It's not going to do his tyres any good on lap 4 of the race. Here comes Warmingham. Oh, he's clear of him. He's clear of him already. But he drifts wide.
Oh, broke way too late.
Oh, he did.
I thought it was just him braking a whole lot. I thought it was Bartlett braking very early, but turns out it's the other way around.
Yeah, me too. I thought, oh, well, he's let him have it a bit easily there, but yeah, it was Warmingham going steaming in. He might have a look into Brooklands, but Bartlett covers the inside. Oh, Warmingham almost drives into the back of him.
Oh, here comes Hefford on Scott Malcolm, the Star Wars livery car. Very easy to pick out.
Oh, Hefford getting very close. Somebody with a slowdown. Is it Mike Barry?
Barry, it is.
He's got to slow down there.
Oh,
he's going to lose out to Malcolm probably, and Hefford. This is going to close up. Oh, it's 3 wide, and Hefford's through. It's really well done by Hefford. Oh, he's gone a bit wide though. It's a bit risky on the outside. Here comes Adam Hedgecock.
Just seeing what's on the back of Kip Stevens' car. That is a bit rude, but
I haven't seen it just yet, but you never know.
On the chase cam. Those of you that know who that is.
Somebody's got an SNP logo on their car.
Oh
dear. Why do you put that on a car? As a Taylor?
Well, at least that's where apparently they are. Going into the hairpin then. Taylor Lane leads, Daniel Bartlett in second, third Richard Warmingham, fourth Alexioni, fifth Vlad Tchaikovsky, sixth is Steve Hefford. He's gained 2 positions in a lap and he's gained 23 since the start of the race. Then it's Scott Malcolm and then Kip Stevens.
See, several of those drivers have probably had their milk nicked at some point during all this. As here comes Zion Tchaikovsky having a look on Hefford. So Zion Tchaikovsky won earlier on in the evening, as did Hefford. And it's on for second place again. Bartlett and Warmingham. This time Warmingham gets it right, gets his braking right. Has he got the line wrong? Oh no, he hasn't. He's out of there quickly, and he's side by side with Bartlett.
Yeah, I was just watching Kip Stevens hit it. I don't know if the SMP endorsed what's on the back of
something's happened. It's a big one. Oh, it's Malcolm and Roberts, and he's pushed him into the path of somebody else nearly. Oh dear. They all got stuck together.
Roberts sitting duck here.
Of Maggie Thatcher took a hell of a beating. Oh dear, and it was just like an arrow of death, wasn't it, between Malcolm, Roberts and Lorne Murray.
Just like oh hello, it's Alexioni on Daniel Bartlett going into the first corner.
That was about as much of a failure as Scottish Independence was.
Oh, right through the heart of some of our viewers, possibly.
I'm sorry, everybody. He got there.
Journey and Bartlett.
It's so good fun. Bartlett and there's Hefford. Hefford's trying to go through. Well, the thing is, Adam, I don't know what to say to a car with all those things on it, to be honest.
It provokes a response, doesn't it?
I don't know. I've no idea how to respond. As you've got Hefford versus Cherney. This is a good battle between very quick drivers indeed. Warmingham's one of them, and then Bartlett behind. And Taylor Lane, after all this, he's getting away. He's getting away. He's making his break for independence. For his speed.
Got a 2-second lead.
That is the biggest lead that we've had all day. Sorry.
Yes, some of these races have been as close as the Brexit referendum, haven't they?
If somebody loses, will somebody tell them to get over it? Oh, well, you can't get over that. That's Cherney and Warmingham. Yeah. They've gone.
But those cars going the same way as Mrs. Thatcher went.
Dead. There they go. Oh dear.
Right.
Not enough room for them here.
We've lost all our viewers.
We've lost all sensibilities. Oh, and Cherney just looked like he just missed the line slightly and went into the back of Warmingham.
Yeah, Warmingham had to tow back to the pits.
Oh, what a shame for Warmingham. That's tough for him. After driving so well in that race. Cherney, he must be frustrated with how it's going. Just a little mistake there, and Warmingham ends up the one in the wall.
Here comes Vlad then. He wants to get past Daniel Bartlett, and not many have today.
When he comes
in his fourth and final race, the rookie still in third, but not for long.
Up the inside for Vlad.
He's going to come back at him, isn't he?
Oh, it's a bit wide, and he's not going to get the traction he wants. Is Zańczkowski on the AstroTurf, and Bartlett, who started in 8th place, made a brilliant start, got up into the top 3. Oh, that's wide for Vlad. That's not the best line. Bartlett trying to persist with the attack, or the defence, really.
Too many cars inside the top 10 that started there. Just looking at the position gains. Here comes
Bartlett. He's going to send it. Oh, and Zańczkowski just gives him enough room. We saw that one coming late. Just about manages to stave off that attack. McIntyre side by side with McNally through Luffield. It's a good battle. Kip Stevens is in there as well. Winter Series champion a couple of years ago now.
Oh yeah. If ever there was a car that if ever there was a livery that Kip Stevens would have, I think that'd probably be it. But here comes McNally up the inside into the first corner.
Oh, they hit each other. Off goes McIntyre.
Wiggle of death. Hefford takes the lead. What's happened to Taylor Lane?
Well, I don't know, but
the gap has been eradicated.
It has been eradicated, but Lane's still there. He's still wheel to wheel with Hefford. But he'll be in shock. What on earth has happened to Taylor Lane? How was he given away a 2-second lead? Is there anything majorly wrong with that last lap?
There's a 104.4 by Hefford, a 105.1. That's the 7/10 gone, and maybe something on this lap, I don't know.
Just a slow lap, just a mistake or two, I don't know.
Slow lap plus a bit of slipstream, I think. It allowed Hefford back in as well. Lap 11 then, over the line.
In front. Hefford's flying. Hefford must be flying out there. Well, he's not really. He's only getting half a second on Lane, so not really sure what's happened. Oh, Lane sideways again as he's trying really hard to fight back, and he almost loses it. I think he'll have to settle for second now, Adam, because he won't want to bin that and cost himself a lot of points.
Yeah, gap's up to 0.8 of a second now. I think he'll have to take something of a mistake for sliding the car again through Beckett's. Good battle still between Adam McNally, who's once again forced his way through the field. 26 positions gained. Kip Stevens is there, then Alan McCain, Adam Hedgecock. Cherney closing in on Hedgecock as well as they come down the back straight on lap 11 of 14, just 4 to go. Oh, so running into the back of him.
It's giving our new overlay a workout, is this? Certainly, I can see it going, flying around on the stream, left, right and centre. Great stuff.
Doesn't help.
McCarron and Berridge nearly crashing.
Oh, they're close.
They are very close.
Berridge is not too dissimilar. Has not crashed before today. So he has crashed before. You know what I meant? Going through the final corner.
I know what you meant. He crashed earlier on.
Here comes Roy Ververke and Jack McIntyre. McIntyre's back, and it looks like the car isn't too damaged after that massive moment at Cops.
McIntyre.
Yes.
Hashtag
McIntyre.
Hashtag. Oh, and by the way, Lee Berridge, number 44. He must have the best fans here.
He's blessed to be in this situation, I think. Where are his teammates, his Coco and Roscoe, to help him out?
Here comes Jack on the inside.
Oh! No!
Oh, he's through. That's really good. That's 2 in 1 for McIntyre. I will get one free. Murray versus Barry.
Glenn Murray versus Gareth Barry. No, it isn't. It's Barry versus Lorne Murray.
Can't follow that really.
In the first corner, he can. Oh, it's not. It's yes, it's Kip Stevens' teammate, but without the special picture on the back.
Well, Barry might be chuckling after this if he gets past Lorne Murray.
Barry has as much chance of getting past Lorne Murray as that vote did of working in their favour.
Oh dear. There we go. Now then, Bartlett and McNally. Oh, no space again. Oh man, that was almost the same incident that we had earlier. And McNally gives him a bit extra.
Can't believe it's taken us 4 races to work out what that livery actually was. I just thought it was. I kind of said yes on it. Over the line we go then. Onto the
I
last
wasn't
lap.
looking at it at all. Stevens's car. I can't see anything untoward on it, but I am a bit blind, so we'll see what happens. Oh no, they've nearly gone.
Bartlett and McNally.
Oh, I have seen it. Oh dear.
You only just seen it.
I've seen it because I can barely see anything. That's the problem. So Stevens.
I'm sure Alex will find that very funny.
I'm not sure we can have that on the broadcast. We'll see. Oh dear God.
God bless us. Right, Steve Evans.
It's a good job we're not on the television anymore, because I tell you, we'd be inundated with a letter. As Steve Efford is coming through Luffield for the last time, and he's going to take the win. It's going to be 2 wins for him in the first meeting of the season. Steve Efford has dominated Silverstone, and he wins here.
Taylor Lane's going to finish in 2nd, Simon Tchaikovsky 3rd, Van Gaal 4th, McNally 5th. I know where Kip Stevens is. He finished in 6th as he crosses the line.
God damn it. Bartlett in 7th, and then Cherney. Then going down the list, you can see it's going to be close with a few drivers down there. Sawyer and Woods. Oh, and it's going to be Sawyer. Oh dear.
Right then.
Oh, very close there between Cullinan and Whitehead. It's only 13 1,000ths of a second. The difference between those two. Right then, Adam, we're severely running out of time, so we'll get the final race result.
Steve Efford wins then. He makes it 2 wins out of 4 today. Great start to his season. 2nd place for Taylor Lane. 3rd for Vlad Tchaikovsky. 4th for Peter Van Gaal. 5th for Adam McNally. Kip Stevens definitely didn't go missing in that 4th race. He finished in 6th. Daniel Bartlett in 7th.
Oh, Jesus.
8th for Alex Gurney.
Oh.
9th Alan McCain and 10th Adam Hedgecock. I'll be in on David Lesser now, I think.
We'll get fired completely.
Max Wright 11th, 12th for Lorne Murray, 13th for Michael Barry, Jack McIntyre 14th, 15th for Gareth Hickling, 16th for Ben Mears, 17th for Lee Berridge, 18th for Nick McCarron, 19th for Roy Ververke, and 20th for Rob Graham. 21st for Adam Vortinggrant, Chris Sawyer in 22nd, Kevin Woods 23rd, Richard Gafenku in 24th, John Roberts finishing in 25th, 26th for Rafe Cullinan, 27th for Andrew Whitehead, then Dan Blake in 28th, Greg Giles 29th, and then Carl Hardy 1 lap down in 30th. Richard Warmingham, we saw what happened to him and to Scott Malcolm. They finished 31st and 32nd. Then Luke Clark, Eddie King, Thorstein Helgeson 10 laps down, Adam Delmont out very early on too. That was on the front straight. David Ayres as well. Carl absolutely wrecked. Craig Jones 38th, and along with Jamie Ayres. Cars that started inside the top 10 that finished there. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, so 1, 2, 3. 3 cars started inside the top 10 that finished.
There we go then. And that was a great race again. And Silverstone National once again showing us just why it's a fantastic venue and one we really enjoy coming to. We are out of time for this evening, so we're not going to do any interviews tonight, but we will try and bring you some next week. So definitely we'll try and sort that one out
once we get the Discord up and running, so that we don't have people just flying in here. We'll have time for interviews. I'm sure Alex will find a window of opportunity to get that done. And yeah, we said at the beginning of the broadcast that Silverstone, best track to start the season off with for these Mazdas, and definitely proved it here. I believe we're at Phillip Island next week. I'm not too sure. This may be going off the Mazda schedule on iRacing, but I'm not too sure. So we'll wait and see where we are for this one next week. We'll be definitely back at Silverstone on Thursday for the BSRTC.